Jeff, I just want to get some of your final thoughts. When Michael was here, Michael Saylor, he said famously, mortgage your house and buy Bitcoin, and I pressed him on that, and I said, is that really the smartest thing for everyone to do? And he said, yeah, Brian, if you look at it, it actually is. And yet a lot of people aren't willing to do that. And I'm wondering, how do you have this conversation with people that are very new to this space? And how do you talk to people about this on the street when you bump into them? How do you communicate what this is to people? Do you get them to try to understand the system, to try to buy a little bit of Bitcoin and go down the rabbit hole and learn? Or what's the best way for people to explore this or understand this?
So I find one of the best ways: get a hard wallet, buy it yourself, store it yourself, understand why. So when you understand, that takes you through a certain path to understand why. Put $100 in, put $500 in, contribute every week, put 100,000 and a million and whatever, but buy a hard wallet, find out why. Once you've done that work, it's almost impossible to not keep going down the rabbit hole and understanding why. So what typically happens is, once people do that work, which doesn't take a lot of work, or a lot of risk, they'll look for themselves and they'll start to understand why they need to do more. Just as a summation of what we're talking about, people see Bitcoin as risk. I think it's the least risky asset on the planet today. It's the biggest asymmetric bet of our lifetime, and that's on the wealth side. But for your family, for everything else, it's all included in that as well. The existing system, everything we've talked about here is true from the existing system. There is nothing that nothing we've exaggerated on, and everything else. It's all true from the existing system. It must get worse. So the risk is in the existing system. And what people do is they hold a whole bunch of houses and assets inside that existing system. And when revolution comes, they don't see it, and there's no escape valve. There is no safety boat. There is no lifeboat from that, because they have all their wealth denominated in a currency that is inside the system, and they don't see it coming. That is, you want the greatest risk of our time. That's the greatest risk of our time. Bitcoin's, and that is the safest bet.
Yeah, it's a great observation. Even the people that think that they've mastered money, that they understand the system, that are the 1% or the 100th of the 1%, they don't see that baked into the system is ultimately bad news for them too. And so a long enough timeline, go look back at the Russian Revolution, Bastille Day, like all these things celebrate.
Germany, look through history. Look at what happened in Rome when currency crisis and changing land ownership. Go back through history and you always see the same thing.